Hello friends, welcome back. This video we'll be discussing some more BDM questions that are generally asked for XAT exams which are upcoming. So we have already discussed some questions on XAT and basic BDM and what is the process we need to follow in BDM. All these things we have discussed in the previous videos. So in this video we will do some more exercises to fine tune your skill in making logical decisions regarding business scenarios. This is what we are going to do. So, and before we start, I would suggest that you please do the exercise first on your own. The link to the exercise is given in the video description. So please click on the link, attempt the exercise on your own, then come back and watch the video so that your understanding and the techniques that you can take home, they are all very well understood or comprehended so that you don't have any confusion on how to approach the BDM questions when faced in the XAT exam. So the first question uh, is all talking about a student called Arti. What she's doing, she wants to go for higher studies in doing what she wants to. Her goal is to work as a manager in a non-profit organization and to provide assistance to underrepresented population. So that is her objective or aim in life. And for this, she researched some colleges and she has shortlisted two colleges and she read the mission statements of these two colleges and finally selected college X. And then your quest is to find the reason or the rationale behind RD's decision to go for college X instead of college Y. So, what is the rationale? So, you have to think about what is the objective of RD. So, her objective is to work as a manager in a non-profit organization that is going to assist underrepresented population. So, what is her basic what can you understand about her basic character? She is very compassionate and she wants to work in a non-profit organization. Means that she is not interested in too much salary because non-profit organizations are not going to give too much salary because they are not working for profit. So her aim is not to get too high salary or to have a very settled life, but to serve the people. So that is a basic objective. So underrepresented population means the weaker sections of the society. So in order to give assistance to weaker sections, that is her aim. So she has a philanthropic mindset, you can say. So which college will cater to her needs? That college she is going to select. So what is the college X? What is the main mission statement? It is dedicated to producing compassionate and curious leaders. So here the word is compassionate. So the college X is focused on developing compassionate and curious leaders, people who are curious or very eager to learn new things, and they are able to evoke a sense of compassion to their fellow beings. That is the motto of college X. Whereas college Y, the fee is higher, but their objective is to give more emphasis to research. So their emphasis is to develop researchers. So where obviously she will go to college X only because her whatever her objectives are or personal ambitions are, they are aligned with the objectives that are given by college X. So that is why what would be the answer to the explanation? A direct relationship exists between a college's cost and the quality of the education. We are not talking about the cost of the education. And so the this thing says that when you have the cost and the quality of the education, there is a correlationship. In such cases, she should have gone for this college Y, because the college Y has a higher cost. So that means more quality, if this statement is correct. Whereas she has gone for college X, which has a lower cost. So this is not a rational or a proper explanation. Option B, students apply to smaller colleges that offer more personalized attention from professors. College X is not saying that they are going to give personalized attention. So this cannot be a rationale. Three, a large research university cannot prepare students for a career as a non-profit organization. So this again is talking about something that the passage is not saying. It is an unsupported assumption. Means you cannot say that a research university cannot prepare students for a non-profit career. No, this is not correct because there is no fact in the passage that tells us that whenever a college is emphasizing on research, it is not good for a person who wants to work as in a non-profit organization. So again, wrong. Option 4, students apply to colleges with mission statements that align with their goals. Correct. What is their personal goal? So that personal goal, any college which is going to cater to that personal goal or which is aligning with that college students have to choose. So that is why this is the best answers. Why RT has chosen colleges, because it aligns with the personal ambition. So this is the answer. For the sake of discussion, we will go to the next one also. Option 5, the best colleges have the best mission statements and students select a college with the best mission statement. So out of these two mission statements, which is the best mission statement, how can you say? It depends on the individual perspective. So you cannot just blankly say that one mission statement is better, so that college is better, or the second mission statement is worse, or that college is worse. So that is something personal or individual or subjective. So as a result of which, this statement is wrong, because mission statements are whether a mission statement is good or bad is depending on the individual's perspective or it is her opinion. So this is again wrong. So the very clear and correct answer is for the reason why she has selected college X is option 4. 4 will be the answer. This is how you make decisions. Now go to the next one. Satyendra is the head of a microfinance company and is giving loans to rural households. And he supervises 3 collection officers, Palani, Syed, and Godwin. Palani was recently transferred by the company for another branch. And 3 months later, Palani submitted the bills for reimbursement, and the bills were 30% higher than expected. So your question is, which of the statements will enable Satyendra to take a decision that shall set a precedent, which is least likely to be misused in the future? So the word misused is used. So if he passes the TA bill, which is 30% more, this should not be a model to other people for misuse. So that means this which statement will give a reasonable excuse for passing or sanctioning a TA bill which is 30% more than the normal. This is the simple question. So you have to find a statement that is logical and reasonable, so that the bill can be passed without it being an example for others to follow and misuse. So that is the what you have to find out. Option A1, Palani being new to the Ra uses auto rickshaws which are more expensive than personal motorcycles. So since he is a new person, he is using auto rickshaws, whereas other people are using motorcycles. So this is again not a rational thing. It may appear to be rational, but what will happen? Any new person coming to the area will again feel that since this has been done already, he can do it again. So that is will set a precedent, whereas you need to take a decision that will not be misused by other people. So this is again likely to be misused by other people. So this is not a good reason. Option 2, unlike his colleagues, Parni's house has very poor public transport connectivity. That is again not a logical explanation for incurring more TA bill. So this again is wrong. Option 3, unlike, because this again is likely to be misused by other people. Option 3, unlike his colleagues, Palani says to territory as a powerful competitor. So how having a powerful competitor is leading to an increase in the TA bill is not logically given. So this is again wrong, because you have to find a connection between having a powerful competitor and increasing TA bills. So this which is not given in the statement. So wrong again. Option 4, unlike his colleagues, Palani's customers can meet him only during weekends. So what? If you are going to meet them during weekends, how the TA bill is going to be increased? That again is not stated. So the connection between meeting customers during weekends and having a higher TA bill is not given in the statement. So wrong. This is not logical. Option 5, unlike his colleagues, Palani has to visit customers repeatedly as they require additional persuasion. So in the case of the area where Palani has to do the collection, the customers are not paying on one visit. So you have to do repeated visits. For repeated visits means increase in the TA bill. So this is seems logical, because he is visiting customers on a repeated basis, and there might be a record for his visits, right? So for every record, every visit there has to be a record. So this cannot be misused, because he has to actually visit only, then he will be able to claim the TA bill. So this is the good answer, which is a logical and reasonable for passing the TA bill, since he is repeatedly visiting the customers, because it is a this is not there for other colleagues. So this is very important. Other colleagues, they are not facing this problem, whereas Palni is facing this problem, for which his TA bill is more. So this is a logical explanation for passing the TA bill without setting it as a or giving it as a precedent, which can be misused by other people. So option 5 is the answer here. Again, the same scenario, Satyendra microfinance company said, and it is giving loans, and he has 3 collection officers, and out of which Palani was recently transferred. Now, so the question here is this one, or the issue here is this one. Satyendra is allocating territories for the to his subordinates. So each area under his jurisdiction has to be subdivided in among the 3 collection officers for the next financial year. And Palani's performance so far has been poor, and allocation will decide his future in the organization. So whether he's going to stay in the organization or not is going to be decided by this particular allocation. So which is the which of the following, your question is, which of the following information is the least useful to Satyendra in making a fair allocation? So you have to find a statement which is not at all relevant in deciding how to allocate the territories. That is something not at all relevant in doing a fair allocation. So you have to check whether any or each statement, whether it is relevant or not in making a fair allocation. So option 1, Sayed's territory has shown consistently good performance in the past 3 years. So if in this case, if instead of Sayed, if the Palani is allocated this territory, what can happen? See, it is having consistently good performance. So this is this is an existing territory for the particular organization, and they are having very good performance in the past 3 years. So if it is being entrusted to a person whose performance has been poor, so his track record is not very good. So what will happen? What is the risk? So this territory may go out of the hands of the company. So that is why this is something very, very sensitive or crucial. The existing business should not be going out of the company. So whatever business you have, you need to retain it. Any new business coming in is okay, but whatever existing business that you have, and it has shown a very good performance, that territory you need to retain, for which Syed is the best person. So this is a very good information that is relevant in deciding whether Palani should be allocated this one or not. So this is not your answer. This is useful for Satyendra. Option 2, Satyendra's territory, Syed's territory faces stiff competition from a well-known brand. So again, this territory is having very good competition from a well-known brand. So any laxity in this territory, what will happen? This other brand will poach the competition or poach the business. So that is why in this case, he has to make a decision so that the territory is not going out of the hands of the organization. So that because there is a very good competitor available. So in this case, again, if Syed is replaced by Palani, there is a risk. So this statement again is very, very important in deciding whether Palani should be given the territory or not. So this is, since it is very important, this is useful. So the answer is, this is not our answer. Option 3, a new territory that faces competition from 2 relatively unknown brands. So there is a new territory where this particular organization is not having any presence, and there is very less competition, or competition is there, but 2 relatively unknown brands. So not very tight competition. So here, what happens if this information? What happens? It is a new territory. So new territory, there is no risk involved here. So right. So any person, whether it is Palani or Syed or Godwin, they can do whatever business they do, they will be bringing in new business. So this is not a very, very important thing, or this is any new territory where there is less competition or more competition means it is a new territory where the company does not have any existing interest. So this is not a very relevant information since the company does not have any existing interest there. This need not be a relevant thing. So keep it in your mind as a possible answer. Option 4, Godwin's territory has shown consistent results. So again, the same thing. So existing business which is having a consistent result means it is not improving, but it is not declining either. So consistently it is moving. So again, when a person who is having a poor track record like Palani, if he is put there, there is a risk that business will come down. So this again is a relevant information to decide whether Palani should be given this territory or not. Option 5, Godwin's territory performance has been flat. So what is the meaning flat? He is neither good nor bad. Means it is neither good. The performance is neither growing nor coming down. So it is stagnating. So in a territory where the company's performance is stagnating, if it is given to a person who is poor, so when you compare Godwin with Palani, who is a better person, Godwin should be a better person because he is average. He is neither performing very well nor performing very badly. Whereas in the case of Palani, he is considered to be a poor performer. So when you replace a mediocre performer with a poor performer, what will happen? The performance that is now flat will go down. That is why this also is a relevant information that will help Satyendra to decide whether the territory should be given to colony or not. So since this is a relevant information, this is not your answer. The only information that is not relevant is regarding a new territory, because new territory means they don't have any business in that territory at all. So whatever Palani does, whether he is doing good or bad, if he is bringing in new business, that is additional thing for the this thing. So that is why this information regarding the new territory is the least relevant. I am not saying that it is not useful in deciding. It is definitely useful, but among the all the five statements, this is the least useful. So this is why option 3 should be your answer, since it is the least useful. Our passage is asking for a, or a question is asking for a statement that is least useful. Option 3 will be your answer. All right, question number 4 is talking about a family business owned by Lal and Sons, and they have three different companies in three different industries. And so the main person was heading the entire business from the beginning. But 2 years ago, he had started to, he decided to stay him or put himself away from the business and give it to professionals. So he had three managers and one CEO, and the managers have to report to the CEO. And Sudarshan Lal is owning the business, but he is not involved in the day-to-day operations. This is the background. Now you have to decide on this particular issue. What is the issue? 2 years after handing over, Sudarshan was concerned that none of the companies except one is profitable. Means out of the three companies, two are not in profit, only one is profitable. So which of the following information will reduce Darshan's concern? So when he knows that out of the three companies, two are not making profit, only one is making profit, he will obviously be concerned. So, which of the statements will drive away his concern, or which of the statements will make him feel less concerned about the performance of the two non-performing companies? That is the question. Option A, leading financial institution recently advised investors to purchase the shares of the two loss-making companies with a long-term outlook. So, what is the meaning of this? It means that this financial institution thinks that these two companies may not be making profit now, but they have a very good long-term potential. So, since they have a very good long-term potential, they are asking the people to purchase the shares of this company. So, this is definitely going to reduce the concern of Sudarshan. So he will think that this might be a temporary phase. After some time, these two companies also will start making profit. So this will definitely reduce the concerns. So probable answer. Option 2, the corporation's performance was stagnant for 3 years before Sudarshan handed it over to the professionals. So even before the professionals came in, the performance was not very good. It was stagnant. It was not growing. So right now also it is not growing. So will it reduce the concern? It will definitely not reduce the concern, because why he has hired the professionals? Because he wants to increase the performance of the stagnant companies. If at all we assume that the company's performance was stagnant before handing over the management to professionals, the motive for handing over the management to professionals is to increase the profit. So if the profit is not increased, obviously he will be concerned. So this statement is definitely not going to reduce his concern. Option 3, the best performing division belongs to an industry which is growing in double digits. So we are here, it is talking about the company which is performing well, and it is in an industry which is growing in double digits. Means this company is definitely going to grow further. That is a meaning. Out of the three companies, the company which is already making profit, it will definitely increase its profit. But whether it will reduce the concern of Sudarshan? No, because two companies are making losses. One company might be increasing or doubling its profit, but the two companies are making losses. So that it will definitely not going to reduce the concern of Sudarshan. Option 4, people holding senior positions have been replaced 2 years ago by fresh and young talent. So if instead of senior people, new people are coming, definitely the company will have a problem because the new people will take time to understand the business and to drive forward the business. So that is definitely going to increase the concern, not reduce the concern. The rate at which employees are leaving the best performing division is higher than the industry average. So even when the a particular division or a company is performing well, a lot of employees are leaving that performing division. So if the division is performing well, why the employees should leave? So rate at which employees are leaving is higher than the industry average. So this is definitely again a concerning factor. So this will only increase his concern, not reduce his concern. All these things are not going to reduce the concern. Only option one will reduce the concern of the owner regarding the non-performance of the two divisions of the two is among the three. So option one will be your answer. Again, question number 5, the same scenario. What is the issue here? Some of the senior employees left and they complained to Sudarshan that the longevity values of the organization, such as respect for elders and job security, etc., are being compromised. So, some senior employee, after the new management came in, some senior employees left the company and they have complained to the owner that the certain values of the organization that have been cherished for a long time, like respect for elders and job security, are being compromised by the new management. So, your question is to find an option which will indicate to Sudarshan that employees are not telling the truth or employees are misleading. So you have to find an option that indicates that the employees are not telling the truth or something that indicates that the organization is still entertaining or cherishing the values that Sudarshan used to cherish. Option 1, the replaced employees have been average performers for many years. So whatever employees have been replaced, they have been average performers. So even though they were average performance, they have still been replaced, right? Whereas the value that is cherished by the organization is job security. So job security is cherished by the organization. They should not have been replaced. So this is not going to prove that the employees are lying. So this is not your answer. It is again definitely going to prove that the new management is not respecting the values of the old management. So if they had respected, they would not have replaced the employees. Option 2, when senior employees were assigned to lead challenging, should be yes, challenging, were assigned to lead challenging but critical positions in the organization. The resign means senior employees were asked to go, they were assigned to some leadership positions which were challenging but very important. So they were given promotions. So that is what the senior employees were not replaced, but instead they were given promotions, but they were not able to cope with the new responsibility, so they resigned voluntarily. So here the organization is or the new management is neither disrespecting them or nor taking away the job securities because the company has not fired them. They voluntarily resign means they themselves resign. So means this will indicate that the employees were respected. There was no disrespect because they were given promotions and their job security was not compromised because they were not asked to leave. They themselves resigned. So this is will prove that the new management did not disrespect the values. So this is probably an answer. Keep it in your mind. Option 3, senior employees were replaced by people below them and not from outside the organization. They were replaced again. Yes, the new people were not from the same company, not from outside, but still they were replaced. So this is against the value of job security. So this is not going to prove that the employees were lying. It will prove that the employees, what they were saying is actually correct. Option 4, they replaced senior employees had only 4 more years of service and were not compensated for the premature termination. So what is again happening? A person who has got 4 more years of service, he was replaced. So job security was compromised and they were not compensated, means the respect for elders is not given. So both the values were violated by the new management here, means these employees who were sacked, they were not telling the lies, they were in fact saying the truth. So this again is not going to indicate that the employees were lying. It will indicate that the employees were in fact telling the truth. Option 5, the number of senior employees voluntarily leaving the organization is lower than the industry average. So this means the number of senior employees are voluntarily leaving the organization is lower than the industrial average, means this is not going to indicate anything. Why? There are some employees who are voluntarily leaving the organization. So there is no question of job security or disrespect. But it says that it is lower than the industry average. So it is still lower than the industry average, means this is not going to prove anything, because it is not going to either prove that the new management is doing anything wrong or anything right, because even in the under the old management this might have happened. So this will not prove anything regarding the new management's attitude. Whether it is a good attitude or a bad attitude, we cannot say. So this is a neutral statement, whereas option 2 is a very clear positive statement, which means that the new employees were, or the senior employees were promoted by the organization. That means respect for elders were shown and job security also was shown, but the employees themselves resigned. So they were not fired. The employees resigned on their own. So this is why this will definitely prove that the employees were lying. So this is why this is an answer. This is not the correct answer. So option 2 will be your answer. All right. Again, the same this thing scenario. Your issue is here. The CEO is certain that some leakage of information from his team is going to the owner, or before normally what happens, the CEO is answerable to the owner, or the CEO will be the person who will be apprising the owner regarding the goings on in the company. So before the CEO is informing the owner, somebody else is leaking the information. So in such a scenario, what is the CEO going to do? How the CEO should respond? So any mature CEO, what he should be doing? Any mature CEO or a mature person who is a balanced individual who does not have any extreme outlooks, that such person should, what he should be doing, he should be tackling this in a very mature manner. So what he should do? He should request suggestion to wait for him to communicate, as informal sources may lead to misinformation. Good answer. He should tell the owner that somebody is giving you information before I am giving the information, but please don't believe such information, because it may sometimes be misinformation. Only when I am telling you, it will be taken as the formal or the genuine information. So please don't be misguided by the misinformation that is given to you in the form of a leaked manner. So this is a very mature approach by the CEO. So this is a possible answer. Option 2, Chaganlan should complain about this to Sudarshan and threaten to resign. This threatening to resign means it is an extreme reaction. No logical CEO should be doing that. Jagannath should request his team to continue passing information since it brings down the communication barrier. So it says that he should ask whoever is leaking the information to continue to leak the information since it is bringing down the communication barrier. Incorrect again, because the communication has to be properly channelized, or it should flow in a proper manner in the correct hierarchical order. So it is the CEO which is giving the should be giving the communication. So if he is requesting the team members to continue leaking the information, it is again an immature kind of approach by CEO, not a good answer. Option 4, Jagannath should understand this is bound to happen and should not bother. So he should understand that this is bound to happen, okay. But he should not bother means, as a CEO, he should be bothered, because this is not the way a proper professional organization should function. So he should do something. Not doing anything is not a correct approach by a CEO. So option 5, Chagala should threaten his team that one of them will be fired by the weekend if this practice of passing information doesn't stop immediately. So it means that again threatening. So not a very good approach by a CEO, that one of them will be fired. One more thing, who is going to be fired? Because the passage says that the CEO is not aware of who is going passing the information. So who will be fired? Again, illogical. So that is why these two things are again illogical on the part of the CEO. So the very logical course of action is option 1, informing the owner that wait for my communication, which is official and which is genuine. Don't be misled by informal communication that is reaching you. This is the way he should be deciding. So these are some questions on decision making where your only thing you need is your logical ability and your critical analysis. So if you have done critical reasoning questions, BDM questions are not do not need any extra practice or anything. But for the sake of your further knowledge, we are discussing these questions so that you get adept at answering the various BDM questions that are found in the XAT examination. So thank you for watching. If you found the content to be useful, please like, share, and subscribe so that I get motivated to come out with further useful videos like this. Thank you. Bye bye.